Today is 5th of July. Market open negative and trade downward largely throughout the day, down 29.83140. Now today reversal bars are accompanied with low volume, so it's a sign of profit taking and nervous selling. Now this happens after a very strong move, so this pullback is not unexpected. Over here we have very nice consolidations, and after the brief sideways move here, it actually broke out quite convincingly above the resistance of 3355 and followed by a bullish gap. Now our immediate resistance is actually at this level here at about 3456. Support is actually at the previous high here at 3355. This is the 5-minute charts open, and it trade downwards, and towards the end of the day it kind of just trade sideways. Let's take a look at the US markets. Largely remain strong. This is Nasdaq. Uptrend is still very much intact, and likewise for the S&P 500s. Now today's we have non-farm payroll, so there could be some volatility, but by and large the uptrend, long-term uptrend, remain intact. This is the 10-year Treasury yield. After the strong throwback approaching this downward trend line, we see the reversal, so we're likely to see softening. So this may be positive for the equity markets. This is the Brent crude. Mentioned previously that this is a very powerful move, and the fact that we have very tight consolidation here, the break on the upside is very likely. This gap here provides some kind of resistance, but you notice it's actually hugging at that level. So what we need is actually a catalyst to trigger a break. Now the one of the concern, of course, if the Brent crude actually price moved up, then it may actually fuel inflation. So that is our concern. And today we have non-farm payroll, so again it is something to look out for. Let's take a look at some of the strong stocks. Now we'll be discussing the bank stock for quite some time, and the recent move are actually confined to selective blue chips, particularly the bank and Singtel. So if you notice actually very tight consolidation patterns here, and managed to actually break up with a gap. This is a breakaway gap and follow through with another gap, bullish gap, and experiencing pullback right now. So if you notice the last pullback, volumes are lower, which is healthy. Daylight is also quite huge, so it'll be good if you can trade sideways, so that'll be positive. And I'd like to see eventually break the high of 38.17. Similarly for OCBC, strong move and followed by a pullback. At this point in time, it's a small deeper setup. Bar high here is at 15.15. Again, you prefer if the stock can trade sideways. You will be less preferred of the 3 bank stocks, but if you take a look at the bigger pictures, because we have overhead resistance, but the recent move is also quite impressive, and we have rejection of low, so this is generally nice. It's a small deeper setup. Bar high here, it's at 32.64. Again, if you can trade sideways, that'll be good. Singtel is already overextended. If you notice, actually 13.26 are well placed and is opening and diverging. Again, notice the increase in daylight. Now this gap here is important. We don't want this light to be closed, so I'd like to actually watch this closely and perhaps take some profits. Usually after a very strong move like this, stocks likely to actually consolidate, and during the consolidation we like to actually look for eventual setup. Yang Zijiang is one example that is overextended. Mentioned in the previous videos that any break on the upside is likely to be carry more risk, and this is something we have seen here. And subsequently we see a series of reversal bar. So again, if it's actually can just continue to trade sideways, that will be generally positive. We like to see a base from there and eventually look for a break on the upside. For clarity, we can take a look at the weekly charts. If you notice, actually here we have extension bar, so this is really a bonus. So again, notice that the weekly itself, we have very big daylight. It would be preferred if you can trade sideways. Close up the daylight. Samudara. Stocks pull back from here. Not that particular strong. This is really part of consolidations. Usually after a break we like to follow through, but we see a retracement here, slightly drop in volume. like to see eventually take out this recent high here of 107. SIA, very nice gap here, and followed by inside bar. Look for decisive break above the recent high of 703. Just take note that actually this portion here, the other end of the gaps, is the resistance at about 730 or so. Sets. After quite a deep pullback, managed to actually move upwards and followed by two small bar here. So this may well be just a build up before this resistance level. Like look for decisive break above the high here of 298, 299. Centurion. Stocks actually retrace from here. Currently a small deeper setup. Bar high here is at 60 cents. Mermaid, after a period of consolidations, may need to break on the upside today. So if you notice, this is what we discussed previously, the flat pattern. There was a nice break and it actually trades below the psychological level of 20 cents. Managed to recover, that is something positive, and today it closed very well on increased volume. So this is nice. I'd like to see a follow through from here. Dynamic, very big consolidation patterns, and very nicely actually take out with a extra wide range bar on increased volume. Look for pullback here, look for new setups to go long.